Hello and welcome to another episode of Lexx Education. It's the comedy science podcast where comedian me, Laura Lexx, tries to learn science from her. So glad to see the back of GCSE, brother Ron.
Hello, it's me, Ron.
Hi, Ron.
Hiya, how's it
Sorry,
going?
I was late to recording today, Ron, and I apologise for that. Would you like to know why?
Did your child shit herself?
No, a sort of a much nicer reason to be late than that.
Were you given breakfast in bed?
No, I had a surprise visit from friend of the podcast, Double Dugs.
Oh, Headmaster Duggan that never made an appearance.
Headmaster Duggan and Mini Duggan came round for a little morning cuppa.
Oh, lovely.
I've had two tiny princesses wandering around my living room this morning.
You and Will Duggan.
Yeah, while our children stared at us going, what the hell are you two doing? It's been lovely. He brought me around a laminator. We had a cup of tea. And then I was like, I simply must go. I've got to go upstairs and do a podcast.
And here we are now, doing a podcast.
Yeah. Do you know why he brought a laminator around, Ron?
Why is that?
Well, here's the thing, mate. So we're running low on Welcome To scoring cards. Welcome To is a great board game. Is it Blue Cocker Games or Blue Spaniel Games or something like that? Anyway. And you have a cool scorecard. We're running low on our pad, which will mean we can't play the game anymore. I thought you could buy refill pads online. I've had an extensive Google. I can't seem to find them anywhere. So, whilst I was searching for them, I did find someone suggesting in a Reddit forum, other forums are available, why not laminate some of your cards and use a dry erase marker?
Oh, very, very eco, very nice.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to have a try.
That's lovely.
Yeah. Are you proud of me?
I am. Well done, Laura.
How's your morning been, Ron?
Oh, I've been doing admin for the podcast and working. But I had some nice fried rice.
Ooh, breakfast rice.
I love rice.
Yeah, I had rice for dinner last night.
What did you have with your rice, mate?
I had butter chicken and air fryer cauliflower. Not chicken, obviously, but
You had butter
I've
cauliflower.
decided. I had some corn pieces and courgette in a butter chicken sauce.
Delish.
Yeah. I've decided that an air fryer has absolutely changed my worldview on cauliflower, a vegetable I previously thought to be a complete waste of time, space, nitrogen, and energy.
It's bad
Now
broccoli.
that I can... It's just nothing clouds. It's neither a pleasant cloud nor a nasty cloud. It's just gag. But now I can air fry it in some spices and get it a bit... Oh my goodness, Ron. It's changed my life.
Yeah.
I would eat cauliflower every day.
I love that for you because you hate vegetables.
I really do. But now courgettes are absolutely passable. They taste of nothing. Bang them in everything. And cauliflower in the air fryer is delicious. Look at me go.
Well done.
By 40, I'm aiming to have 3 vegetables I don't mind eating. Actually, I like red cabbage. Bam, there's another one. I've done it.
You've done it. Maybe you should stretch for 4.
Ugh. I like root vegetables. It's just the above ground vegetables I have a real problem with.
Because root vegetables aren't like... I guess carrots are fine, but I think all the root vegetables, because they're storage for stuff, they tend to be quite not as healthy as the other ones.
Oh, is that true? Is that why I like them?
Yeah, like potatoes are calorie storage for the plant, which is why they're full of starch and full of calories. Yeah.
Parsnips, they're delicious.
Similar.
Leeks?
Not a root vegetable.
But they're under the ground.
No, they're not.
A lot of them is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No,
I've
it's
grown
not.
them, Ron. I know.
They're alliums.
Yeah. Most of an onion's under the ground.
It's not a root vegetable, though.
No, but I said under the ground vegetables. I didn't say root vegetables. You did.
Oh,
Listen back to the tape.
I hate you.
If you actually listen to my terminology, Ron. So, we're recording this intro-outro a touch early. if we're totally honest with you, last week's episode hasn't gone out yet, but we're recording it early because I'm going on holiday tomorrow. And I want to get this done so I don't have to think about it while I'm away. Oh, Child of the Podcast was adorable this morning. Went in her room to get her up, and she lay there and she looked at me. She went, "Shall we go Disneyland?" And I was like, "Yes, kid, we will tomorrow." And I distinctly remember as a child, because we're getting a ferry over to France, I distinctly remember as a child just not understanding what mum and dad meant by a boat so big we could drive the car onto it, and being like, it's going to slip all over the deck, like, because the only boats I could really picture were like the ones in Pocahontas, like wooden boats kind of thing. And I was just like, how are we going to get a car on there? It's going to be everywhere. And I didn't really understand that there'd be more than one car. And I'm so curious as to what's going on in her head.
I guess she doesn't know which bit's Disneyland, so she might think that the boat is Disneyland as well.
We have talked to her about the boat. I'm pretty sure she thinks we're just going to go somewhere and watch a lot of the films we've been talking about.
It might
She
happen.
doesn't know that it's 4 days of queuing in the rain. We're
For a lot
going
of
poncho
rides
shopping
that she
this
can't
afternoon.
go on.
Well, there's a lot that she can go on, and I think it'll make it a really different experience of Disneyland for me, because we will have to like stop and smell the roses a bit, you know? Like we'll have to really explore that castle. We'll
Enjoy
have to
that
do
theming.
Yeah, you know, we're going to have to soak in vibes rather than just Space Mountain it up the wazoo.
Oh, there's going to be some cute pics.
Oh, I hope so. I'm going to dye my hair and bleach my mustache tonight. I'll send you all my cute pics of me if you like, Ron.
No, I want pics of Tom.
I've got my Gaston costume ready.
Yeah, for Tom?
Yeah. Actually, adults aren't allowed to dress up at Disneyland.
Yeah, that's fair.
Kids are, but not adults. But it's going to rain for all 3 days that we're there, so we're going poncho shopping this afternoon and to buy some wet weather shoes for Tom. Anyway, listen up. I'll tell you how the holiday went next week. But for now, you've got a physics episode.
Wait, we're not doing an announcement.
Should we do that in the outro?
Do we want to bury the announcement?
Okay, do the announcement now.
No, fine, we'll do it in the outro.
Ba, 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 announcement tone. Okay, guess what, Ron? I don't feel good about this.
I think this is going to be fine because it's largely going to be, well, I think you're going to be fine in the exam. I worry for the content because I think this is going to be largely maths.
Ugh, I don't know how I feel about that for the exam, though. I'm bad at maths.
But you did best in the physics foundation.
That's true. I'm very tired today, though. I think because half of my brain is in Christmas mode. It's the week before Christmas when we're recording this. So I've been staying up a bit late, and then I got up with the kid this morning, and so I've got that like drowsy brain.
You had some drinks on Sunday, and obviously you're in your 40s, so a hangover lasts for quite a long time.
Yeah, exactly. You had some drinks on Friday.
Yes.
Wouldn't stop phoning me on the train.
That wasn't me. I speak to you quite enough.
Went to Child of the Podcast's little nursery Christmas party this morning, though. It was delightful. She just met Ho 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 for the first time.
Very nice. Was it a nativity, or was she just dressed like an angel?
She was just dressed like an angel. They had a dressing up bit, and obviously that girl loves a dress up. So she got straight into the angel costume. Face painted as Elsa. Absolutely living life large.
Nice. We got the night train from Vienna to Brussels the other day.
Yeah?
And, like, I don't want to sound too much like bloody Jeremy Clarkson, but Europeans are not antisocial enough. So it's like, you go into a little carriage. Hey, T-Dog.
You can say words if you like.
I didn't know you were recording.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Oh, then I'll go.
Tell him I said, hey, T-Dog.
Happy Christmas,
Ron is saying,
everybody.
hey, T-Dog.
Hey, Ronnie Honks.
How's it going?
That's what I call him.
He whispers, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. I'm just bringing some tea. Tea's allowed in exam rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
as long as there's no messages in it. What's on the mug?
I've gifted Tom this fudge urban rough up sea salt for rugged styles.
Tom's hair does not need any more texture.
It's just a strawberry thief print on my mug.
Okay, great.
I don't have my
Those
new
are
Christmas
raspberries.
mugs yet. No, it's not. It's called the strawberry thief. Wild strawberries are much smaller than farmed ones.
Fair. Yeah, but so we were on the night train, and we splashed out to get beds, not like private carriage, but just where you can lie down.
Did you have sex on a train?
No, because there was we're in a room, there's 6 people in one of the rooms. That's why I said not in a private carriage.
Oh.
And we got in there, and 2 people had gotten on at the station before us and rearranged it back into seats, so we had to sit and talk to people for 2 hours. It was awful.
But you wanted beds.
Yeah, and then at 9 o'clock, it then is it's quiet time, and you have to shut the fuck up because people want to sleep. So then it went back to being beds, and we were on the bottom bunk. It was so audacious. The people that rearranged it were on the top bunk, which stays there all the time. So they could escape at any point, and they sat on our beds on the bottom and kept it in bed in seat formation.
That is unreal.
It's unhinged.
That's not okay.
It was really awkward. We walked in and there was a girl and a guy, and then I think just because we were a couple, we kind of assumed they were a couple, and then it became really quickly apparent that he was just hitting on her loads, and then she went to bed at 7:15 and just lay in her bed with an eye mask and headphones on to avoid talking to him. But he was some Belgian guy. He was talking about running his first marathon, and he was that's good to push yourself, isn't it? It was so funny.
It sounds like hell. My only experience of an overnight train is getting the overnight train up to Glasgow, and there was a very drunk man behind me. And the first 8 times he accidentally pulled his headphones out of his Walkman and it just was coming out loud. I let it go. And then at about 3 o'clock in the morning, I was like, dude, your headphones have come out again. And then he screamed at me for 20 minutes.
What?
It was awful.
And the ones that go through Europe, they it's all carriages. So there's no bit where, compartments, there's no bit where you're just in a mass of people. So you're at maxis ever with 6. And over COVID, obviously you couldn't have people in compartments, so it was really cheap to book a whole one to yourself. So we did that once, and then the second time we were there, we didn't realise that the rules had changed, so we booked the same sort of thing, and then we were just sat in a box with 4 other people.
I think
overnight.
I remember talking to you on that.
I live tweeted it.
Yeah.
Because it was awful. And then obviously Judith's all oh, wouldn't it be nice if we sat next to each other so I can lean my head against you? And I was like, no, we should definitely go opposite and interlock legs rather than next to each other. And then
You don't want 2 sets of shoulders up the same end. That's madness.
Yeah. Anywho. Right, you ready for this exam?
Yeah, okay. I'm just getting my calculator open on my phone.
Okay, right.
Prepped for Mathsville.
Get ready to set the old
oh God, it's an hour 45 for this one.
Yep.
Oh, so long.
Farewell.
Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. Oh no, you were doing Rattigan.
No, I was doing that.
Oh.
Just with a ratty edge to it. All right, timer's on, Laura.
Okay.
Question 1.
Wind turbine.
Figure 1.
Child of the podcast is obsessed with wind turbines.
Wind turbines are cool.
Yeah. I wonder if that's the one off Brighton.
I thought the same thing, but I couldn't see the little thing, you know? But then it does look like it's actually looking at the land, so it would be a new perspective.
Yeah.
Anywho, oh god, this is the first exam we've done when I haven't had my screens.
I love my screen.
I need my screens. Anyway, figure 1 shows a large wind farm off the coast of the UK, just outside Brighton. Figure 1. Tell the people what it is, Laura.
It's a large wind farm just off the coast of the UK.
The mean power output of the wind farm is 9... no, that's a 6.
What is happening? Is that gnocchi?
Yeah.
Gnocchi!
Get your ass out the podcast. She's obsessed with me.
She's literally a podcast right now. Oh God, the mic. This is.
Yogi. Come on, we're on the clock. The mean power output of the wind farm is 696 megawatts, which is enough power for 580,000 homes. Calculate the mean power needed for one home. Give your answer in watts.
Okay. Hey, we're not going to panic at all today. We're just going to be calm.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas time. We're letting light and we banish shade. That's the feeling of this exam. Light
Love
comes
that.
in, shade gets banished. Right, so 696 megawatts. That's 696 million watts. Maybe M stands for million, not mega. I've just assumed mega. Did you say mega?
I said mega.
Okay. Wouldn't be an M if it didn't mean million. So let's say that it's 696 million. So then we're going to do 580,000 divided by 696 million equals... Well, that doesn't look right. No. Should we do it the other way around?
Why don't you think about
Let's
it
do it
before
the
you
other way
start
around.
doing things?
696 million divided out across 580,000 houses.
There
That
we
makes
go.
more sense. Oh, it's a lovely round number, so I feel confident about that. We're going to go with 1,200 watts, or 1.2 kilowatts. But it's asked for my answer in watts, so
So we'll give it in watts.
1,200 watts, please, Ron.
Wonderful. Okay. 1.2. On one day, the demand for electricity in the UK was 34,000 megawatts. Suggest 2 reasons why wind power was not able to meet this demand.
1, it was perhaps not a windy day. No.
No, don't think I'm laughing at the answer. It's more just the very Beatrix Potter Wind in the Willows way that you said it.
2.
Perhaps perchance, dear examiner, the wind doth not blow on that day.
The air was still. And 2, there may not have been enough wind farms built. Due to homeowners in the home counties saying no to having them near their homes. Don't put that.
Okay. Smashing. Happy with that?
I think so.
Ow, gnocchi. 1.3. Some energy of the wind used... we should say, actually, we're doing the higher tier paper 1 physics GCSE by AQA. I'm not seeing a date.
It's Mackie barking downstairs, in case you're wondering. You probably weren't.
From June 2022, everybody. June 2022. Higher tier. Okay, sorry. Back now that we've got that out the way, we can carry on. Some of the energy... Ow, gnocchi. Some of the energy from...
Quiet!
the
Pets
animals
are
of-
dreadful for podcasting. You can see why professional studios don't have a cat and a dog in them, can't you?
Yeah, I just saw a seagull fly past your house as well, so that'll start in a second. Is she upstairs?
I don't know. Knowing her, she's crouching on the top step because the gate's shut and she can't get to me. Tom?
All of this is staying in. This is the reality of Lexx Education. Laura likes to pretend that I don't edit. I edit out so much from this podcast. It seems like I don't, because I do find the pauses funny, but there is so much on the cutting room floor, dear listener. But I'm leaving that one in. Some of the energy from the wind used to rotate a wind turbine is wasted. An engineer oils the mechanical parts of a wind turbine. Explain how oiling would affect the efficiency of the wind turbine. for 3 marks.
If you put oil on the arms of the turbine, seagulls can't land on it, and so there's less weight resistance to the wind turbine going round. That's a joke answer, Ron. Delete that one. I was just being silly. No. So, if you oil the mechanisms inside the wind turbine, there's less friction on cogs and bits of engineering, and so...
Hang on. If you oil the mechanisms in the wind turbine, there is less friction on what, sorry?
Between cogs or interlocking parts. And so they can move against each other using less energy. Why are you pulling that face? This is just normal thinking talking.
No, sorry, it's because I know that you think you're an inventor. And I just love that. I love that in your brain, when you can't see inside a machine, it's all just cogs and pistons and stuff everywhere. I was really trying not to disturb you because you were on a flow. Sorry, between cogs or interlocking parts so they can move against each other
more easily. The easier, or the less friction they have when moving against each other, the less energy required to move them.
Okay. Happy with that?
I think so. At least I think that'll be 2, if not 3.
All right, 1.4. In most homes in the UK, there are many different electrical devices. Explain why people should be encouraged to use energy-efficient electrical devices for 2 marks.
Because energy-efficient electrical devices use less energy and are therefore less of a drain on the national grid and require less energy production. This also benefits the user because it will be cheaper for them to run their devices.
What's the consequence of less energy production?
It's just easier, isn't it? Depends really if it's like, because if it's dirty energy, then it's less carbon dioxide and stuff. But if it's wind turbines, it's just better, isn't it? It's just better to use less energy. Don't run marathons.
Okay. All right, Laura. Question 1. Flushed away.
Whoa, goodbye. Question 1. Now you ever go in my heart. You are in the past now. And I am the queen.
In the Christmas Gooch last year, I got catastrophically drunk with a friend of the podcast Noah's family. And the next day I was very hungover. And I was watching TV with Noah and his girlfriend. Girlfriend of the Noah, Jess. And we were watching just like daytime TV, and then in the ad breaks we would watch a playthrough of the Flushed Away PS2 game. And it's really baffling because they introduce so many characters in that game that aren't in the film. Literally, it opens up with Roddy the Rat, and he's got 2 hamster butlers that just aren't in the film. And they spend loads of time animating that and having all these characters. And then when it gets to the bits of the film, they only had like the budget to just show like a slideshow. But then there's like, there was weird bits of like loads of French spiders and stuff. Or maybe they were Spanish. I can't remember. It was odd. Recommend. We then bought the game and played it. Anywho.
What's happening in your flat?
Love you. Mwah.
Bye.
Say hi to Laura. I have to rush to work.
She can hear you. You just can't hear her.
Okay. Hi,
physics.
Laura, I miss you. I just have to run to work because I'm really late.
Love you. Bye.
She says, love you, bye. All the supporting cast are coming out for this episode.
It's saying goodbye to GCSE though. It's good to have a final series episode.
It might rain by the looks of it here. So.
When we switch to doing A-level, I'm going to call that Series 2 on Captivate.
Wow.
For whatever difference that makes.
I wonder how long A-level's going to take us, because the concepts go up a notch.
Fuck.
Anywho.
I'm going to use it. Listen, we need to crack on.
I think you're doing well, but anywho. Figure 2 shows a rock. Oh, so this is question 2. And Figure 2 shows a rock found by a student on a beach. To identify the type of rock, the student took measurements to determine its density. Do you want to describe Figure 2?
Figure 2 is, I'd say, a child's hand. I think they've broken their ring finger at some point.
I was going to say the same thing.
That is off at an odd angle. Or maybe
it's like my crooked thumb.
Curling back in. Yeah, they've got some finger issues going on. Oh, God, the last character's here. Yes? Pardon? Mackie is barking, yeah. Thanks for letting me know.
Producer child of the podcast letting us know about our dog shit audio.
And on this warped little hand is a rock.
Yes.
Do you think that's an AI-generated hands? Or did children just not have any lines in their hands?
No, we didn't have AI in 2022.
Did we not?
I don't think that's a child's hand particularly either.
It looks swollen, though.
The thumb is fat.
I think that person's either eaten a lot of salt recently or it's very hot.
Yeah.
Look, my hand's covered in lines.
Anywho, Laura, describe, a palm reader would just shrug, like, give you your money back.
You've just arrived from Pluto.
Describe a method the student could use to determine the density of the rock for 6 marks.
Bollocks. Okay. So, first of all, we would need to weigh the rock and find out the mass. No. Is it the mass or the weight? Are they the same? Then we would need to measure the rock.
Which one are you going for? Mass.
Yeah, they're different, aren't they?
They are different.
What's mass, Ron?
Something's mass doesn't change depending on what's happening to it, whereas something's weight does. I.e., your mass is the same on the Earth and on the Moon, but you weigh less on the Moon.
Okay.
Do you understand?
I understand that. It doesn't help me know which one I need now. So...
Well, as long as your method doesn't require flying to the moon at any point, I think you'll be fine.
Okay, we'll say weight then. So we're going to take the weight of the rock.
Wait, say mass though. It is more sciencey.
Okay. The mass of the rock. So we're going to weigh it to find out the mass. We're going to mass it to find out the mass. Then we need to know the volume of the rock. So
when you're describing a method, it's good to sort of say how you're going to do that. So,
okay, step 1. Using a Newton meter, I'm going to weigh the rock on some scales, not a Newton meter. Step 1. I'm going to weigh the rock on some scales and find out its weight in kilograms.
I'm keeping what I wrote before because I can't be bothered to rewrite it. It was better. But
Okay. Step 2. Next, we need to determine the volume of the rock. To do that, we measure its length, depth, and height, and calculate the volume. using the external measurements. Then, step 3, we calculate the density by dividing the weight by the volume and give our answer in grams per centimeters cubed.
That everything?
Sure.
Woof. The student determined the density of the rock to be 2.55 plus or minus 0.1 grams per centimeters cubed. What are the maximum and minimum values for the density of the rock?
2.66 grams per centimeters cubed and 2.45 grams per centimeters cubed.
Do you want to take another run at that?
Student determined the density of the rock to be 2.55 plus or minus 0.10. So the maximum would be 2.66 and the minimum would be 2.45, no? What am I missing?
2.66 and 2.45.
2.65 and 2.45.
Every other time you've said 2.66.
Have I?
Yeah.
Oh! 2.65 and 2.45.
There we go. That was really weird.
I couldn't hear my own voice, so I just had to, like, if I'd been looking
No.
at it, I'd have guessed.
That's why I gave you a nudge, because I thought if you'd seen it on a page, you wouldn't be happy.
I thought I was going mad for a second then, going, there's only one mark for these two answers, so it can't be difficult. It must be as obvious as I think it is.
Somehow. And yeah, because you did the 2.66, and then I was wholly, in some ways, expecting you to then say 2.44, but then you got it right going in that direction. Table 1 gives the density of 5 different rock types.
We've got basalt, we've got chalk, flint, sandstone and slate. They've all got varying densities, plus or minus variances.
Yeah, all between 2.2 and 2.9, not miles apart. Laura, which 2 types of rock in Table 1 could be the type of rock the student had?
Okay, so we're looking for one that falls between 2.45 and 2.65. So basalt, no, that is between 3 and 2.8. Chalk, yes, chalk could be 2.5. Could also be 2.2, goes down. Flint could be 2.5. Sandstone could be 2.4. So that's too small. Right, it's chalk and flint, Ron. I won't bore the listener about slate. I'm going to tick the chalk or flint box.
I'm no geologist, but if you can't recognise chalk or flint upon picking them up...
I think you're making work for yourself if you have to work out the density to know what they are. You're going the long way round.
You got to work smart, not hard. That's the key.
Or neither.
Look at the rock, and that will tell you. The student only took one set of measurements to determine the density of the rock. Explain why taking the measurements more than once may improve the accuracy of the density value.
Measure twice, cut once. Don't write that down. That's my thinking. I found this flower press.
Oh yeah, that was on your desk last week.
Yeah. Has it got any flowers in it?
Look at this big piggy bank.
Oh, child of the podcast keeps climbing on my back and saying, "Giddy up, Piggy." don't
What's that
like
other thing that she's saying to you at the moment? Like, shut up, Grumps.
Yeah, cheer up, Grump.
Cheer up, Grumps.
I think Giddy Up Piggy is worse, though.
It's not ideal.
It's not the dream for my confidence. No, there's no flowers in it. That's sad. Well, explain why taking the measurements more than once may improve the accuracy of the density value. Well, I hate questions like this where it just feels like obviously checking twice makes it more accurate, and the more accurate you are, the more close to correct you are. What's happening in your flat now?
That's outside.
God, this episode's a mess. I'm going to put this flower press away. So at least only the mess is not of our doing. The sounding noise makes this much more depressing.
It's really sapping the life out of the record.
Yeah, explain why taking the measurements more than once. Do you know what I mean about this question, Ron?
Yeah, but
I'm going to say something like, because the rock is an irregular shape.
Oh yeah, that's how you thought you did that.
And then I'm just going to leave it there because clearly it's not right. And life was the last bit. So what's the point of trying?
Well, because I think you can get this even though your rock measuring was bananas. What could cause a reading to be wrong? Like, why does it make it more accurate? Like, obviously that's common sense, but like common sense is like something falls to the floor if you drop it off a table, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth explaining why that happens.
But I don't know what to say that sounds exam answery other than do it twice, because if you made a mistake the first time, just double check that you had the right thing. Double check that you get the same answer again if you do it again.
Do it twice in case of mistakes.
Exterminate human error from the proceedings.
And reduce human error in the proceedings. There we go, that's something, isn't it?
Yeah. Is that it?
So we got... But there are other types of error, aren't there?
Not in my life, no.
Alright, we're moving on. Because I'm not having another fucking discussion with you about zero errors.
But you were not using a scale.
We measured it. We weighed it.
Oh, yeah. Zero error. Might not be a zero error.
Question 3. An engineering
do not write on this page. Love those pages.
Love those pages. An engineering company has invented pavement tiles that generate electricity as people walk on.
Have they?
Figure 3 shows someone walking on the pavement tiles.
Rad.
No, this is bullshit.
Oh.
Things like this get invented all the time, and it's like, oh my god, why don't we harness the power of people's footsteps and stuff? Like fucking Coldplay, I think, did it at their gigs, but that was more of a gimmick and stuff about being eco-friendly. But it's just like, no, just build some more fucking wind turbines. Like, the energy that you have to put in to do something like that is ridiculous.
Yeah. Wind turbines and trees, dickheads.
It's like there was a company in America for a really long time that was obsessed with their product, they were called solar roadways, and they wanted to turn like car parks and motorways and stuff into solar panels that cars would drive on because of all that space. But it's just like, no, put the fucking solar panels next to the road, because often there are cars on the road. Yeah. So it's not gonna, and it's just like, yeah, people are always trying to like insert these things into places where it's not needed, when just do it the ways that we're doing, but more. You're solving a non-problem.
Yeah, roofs are perfect for solar panels.
Exactly. Like if you're talking about
2-ton vehicles on top of them.
Yeah, if you're talking about a car park, build a roof over the car park. Keep everyone's cars nice and cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, odd. An engineering company, blah, blah, blah. Use the physics equation sheet. Oh, we don't. I'll pause the timer. I have not found the physics equation sheet for you. So that would be under notes and guidance? No. That would be under... It's definitely going to be an assessment resource. What do they call it? A formula sheet? Equations. I'm hungry today, Laura.
Do you want some crisps?
I'd love some crisps. There you go.
Got it.
Smashing. Yeah. What equation links the current I, potential difference V, and power P?
I've lost the exam paper. There it is. Oh, Lord. What equation links current, potential difference, and power? These were easy last time. You just had to find the right one on the page. Sorry, everyone. Yikes! Cut that, Ron.
I will. I'm over body noises in the pod.
Right. P equals VI is on my sheet. Have I got any others featuring these characters? I have not. So I'm going to say P equals VI. So P equals V times I.
What?
P equals V times I?
It's not one of the options. Oh,
Yes,
it is.
it's the
Sorry.
second
Cool beans.
Feel bad
cool
about
beans.
that being the right option now, though.
When a person walks on a tile, the potential difference of 40 volts is induced across the tile. The power output of the tile is 4.4 watts. Calculate the current in the tile.
Hang on. Just going back to my
I'm
sheet.
going to have a mouthful of food away from the microphone while you do
Okay,
this. Maybe
yeah.
go for a wee.
I'm going to go back to my sheet and I'll do some talking. Right. So I'm looking for one that's got volts and watts and A's. VWA is what I'm looking for. VWA. VWA. Where are you on my sheet? You don't exist. Fuck. Okay. Work done? No. Current equals. Oh, wait a minute. No. What was I? Current. I is current. Potential difference. So I would equal, current would equal, you have to divide both sides by the potential difference, so power divided by potential difference, because we're reversing that equation we just did. Let's call it that, shall we? I like it. That might be the sound of Ron pissing you can hear there. That's wonderful, isn't it? So what we're going to do, the power then is 4.4 watts divided by...
I'm back.
40 volts. We heard you piss.
Oh no.
I don't feel good about this, but it's what I'm going to do.
Did I flush?
I don't think you did.
I'm not sure.
He's going back. 4.4 divided by 40. We're going to say 0.11 amps. That's our answer, everybody. Ron, the conclusion I've come to is 0.11 amps.
0.11 amps. Check it out. I'm not going to eat any because we're on the way to being a professional podcast, but potentially the worst podcast snack you could have.
Peanuts in a package like at the circus in olden timey times.
Yeah. Use the physics equation sheet to answer questions 3.3 and 3.4.
Okay.
What equation links efficiency, total power input, and useful power output? Tick one box.
The box I will tick, Ron, is...
There are three options, listener, that are so similar it would not be interesting for us to describe them.
I believe it is the top one. Useful power output over total power input equals efficiency.
Okay. Question 3.4. The tiles are used to power LED lights in the pavement. See,
Oh, well,
this
what
is
a waste of time!
Yeah, this is why initiatives like this piss me off. The tiles are used to power LED lights in the pavement. An LED light has a total power input of 4 watts. The efficiency of the LED light is 0.85. Calculate the useful power output of the LED light.
Okay, so we've got to reverse this equation again. So we've got UPO over 4 equals 0.85. So to find the UPO, we need to multiply 0.85 by 4. So that makes the UPO 3.4 watts.
Love that for you. All right, another blank page, Laura.
Oh, sexy page. I like those reverse-akins type ones.
I've just gotten to the bit of Clarkson's Farm where the guy from Groove Armada shows up.
Oh, I think you might have gone beyond me now. Are you on the latest series?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm not there, man. Ron, I taught a workshop on being an MC yesterday and I felt smart.
MC, my name is Laura and I'm here to say...
I learned physics in a literal way.
Look at this. This gnocchi's just asleep on my hand.
Aww, she's just guarding your wrist. A little vampire cat.
A student investigated the insulating properties of different materials.
I feel like
Figure
we did
4.
this in another exam.
Yeah, there's only so many things. A student investigated the insulating properties of different materials.
You look
Figure
young and
4.
tired today. Gnocchi. Mate. See, like, my dog's an asshole, but she doesn't come and get between me and the microphone. Oh, she's wrapped up in your headphone string now.
Yeah, wire. No, see, she's fine.
Yeah, you're not listening to the clattering. There
Is
arose
it
such
still
a clatter.
Is it still
What's
clattering?
arose such a clatter?
This is the method used. Wrap insulate. Right, Laura. Eyes on, because they're talking about a fucking method, okay?
Stir it.
This is the method used. Wrap insulating material around the can. Put a fixed volume of boiling water in the can. Place the lid on the top of the can. Measure the time taken for the temperature of the water to decrease by a fixed amount. Repeat steps 1 to 4 using the same thickness of different insulating materials. Identify the independent variable and the dependent variable in this investigation.
Does the independent variable mean the constant variable?
It's a constant variable.
The constant, sorry, rather than the variable. What's an independent and a dependent variable?
This is the language we've
Okay.
been using to just talk about it for 2 years.
Have we?
Yes.
So the logic to me there would be that the independent variable is the insulating material and the dependent variable would be the temperature result, because that depends on which insulating material we've used. But before we've always talked about constants and variables, but I guess this is a different question. So my guess is independent...
We've not been discussing constants.
Yeah, we talk about like what stays the same and which thing changes, you know?
Yes.
Do we call those independent and dependent variables?
Yes.
Do we?
Yes.
God. So which way logically would those go then? Maybe the independent one is the one that stays the same? But then there's two things that stay the same. It's the temperature and the volume. So do we just say the water is? Let's say then
read the method again.
wrap the insulating material around the can. Put a fixed volume of boiling water in the can. Place the lid on top of the can. Measure the time taken for the temperature of the water to decrease by a fixed amount. Repeat steps 1 to 4 using the same thickness of insulating materials. Identify the independent variable and the dependent variable in this investigation. So it's two things that vary. Is that right? I'm going to say the independent variable is the insulating material.
What do you mean by it's the insulating material?
It's the type, it's because we're using different insulating materials.
So that's independent variable.
Yeah? Because that's just does its own thing. No, don't write it down. No. Okay, that's the dependent variable. The type of insulating material. And the independent variable is the time for the temperature of water decrease.
That's staying the same, is it?
No, it's variabling. I don't understand this. This is like fucking Mandela effect. I've never heard these words before. And now you expect me to know what they mean. How can it...
Maybe dozens of times.
What do you mean staying the same? You can't have a variable that stays the same.
Yes, you can.
So, do you want me to say the volume and temperature of the water? The volume of water. The volume of water. I'm going to have some crisps.
Which one is a volume of water thing?
I don't know, Ron, because you're confusing me.
Don't eat crisps right now.
I need some crisps. Oh, God.
Don't eat crisps right now.
To my mind, the logic would be that the independent variable, the thing that is not affected by anything else, would be the insulating material change, and then the dependent variable is the time... Oh, fuck it. I don't know. Right, the independent variable is the volume of water and its temperature. And
Do you want to help?
Yeah.
Okay. So an independent variable isn't getting affected by anything else in there. So look for language like fixed. The dependent variable is the one that's changing because of the circumstances of the experiment. So what do we... Look for words like measure.
Okay. What did you say? The independent variable is the volume of boiling water. And the dependent variable is the time taken for the temperature of the water to decrease.
Oh no, you were right. It was the type of material.
They headed north 2 hours ago. Ron, look at me. What?
Because that's what... Yeah. 2 marks for you. Well done.
But what was the answer?
Independent was the type of material. Because you set that, but it varies. Time taken is what you measure. Dependent. Yeah,
So I was absolutely right with my first bit of logic.
With your first scattergun guess, yes.
No, Ron, I said it's independent. It's not affected by anything else. It does its own thing. And then the other one depends on what you've done with the other one. God, I'm smart.
The student
It's always
used
a fucking
2
student.
different thermometers to measure the temperature changes. Figure 5 shows a reading on each thermometer.
So we've got like an analogue one. Stop getting peanuts out. If I can't eat crisps, you can't shell peanuts and eat them.
But you did eat crisps.
Oh, God, there's only like 3 more weeks until professional podcasting. I can't believe you're shelling peanuts. You fucking maverick. We've had so many new listeners lately, and I can feel them all turning off.
They'll
Right.
never get this far.
The student used 2 different types. Okay, so yeah, we've got an analog.
Oh, they're
thermometer.
soft. They're not even roasted.
Of course they're not roasted. They're still in their beds. So yeah, and we've got a digital one.
Yes. What's the resolution of thermometer B?
87.4 degrees. See? I don't know what resolution means. I'm just going to repeat the number that it says on the thermometer.
Thermometer A is more likely to be misread. Give one reason why.
Because you have to gauge how far between... No, wait. Okay, start again. Thermometer A only offers full integer measure points. So when the temperature falls between a full degree Celsius, you have to interpret how far between they are, so there's room for human error. That's good enough for 1 mark. And guess what, everyone? Question 4 continues on the next page.
Not going to be blank. 4.4 for
I feel good, Ron, that maybe the episode continues next week too at this point.
I don't know. We've only been going for 25 minutes.
No, we haven't.
Oh,
We've been going
no.
for 52 minutes.
Have we?
Yeah.
I did pause it after I gave you the equation sheet. So this timer's useless now.
Well, I have to go back to a life, so we're not going to go forever.
No, we'll finish the exam though. It's kind of the thing. For one type of insulating material, Laura, the temperature of the water decreased from 85.0 degrees C to 65.0 degrees C. The energy transferred from the water was 10.5 kilojoules. Specific heat capacity of water equals 4,200 joules over kilograms degrees. Calculate the mass of water in the can.
Oh, no.
Use the physics equation sheet.
No. Okay. Right. So here's the equation in my little sheet. It's E for thermal energy for a change of state. Is that what I want? Thermal energy for change of state. Are we changing state there? No, not really. But it's the only one I've got that references latent specific heat monitors. Fine, let's do that one. Equals mass times specific latent heat. Specific latent heat. So we've got 4,200 there.
You can roast in shell peanuts.
Oh. The mass is what we're trying to work out.
And you don't need to soak them
So we
beforehand.
need to divide the thermal energy, which I guess is 10.5 kilojoules, by the other one. Ugh. I never know if I'm doing any of these in the right things, you know. It feels like a small number. Am I supposed to change something into a different amount? Joules per kilogram, kilojoules. They seem like they're in the same world, don't they? But then maybe that gives me that answer in... I'm going to times that by 1,000 just for funsies. 2.5 kilograms, Ron.
All right. Okay. Table 2, Laura, shows the results for 2 insulating materials. X, 450 seconds. Y, 747. Explain how the results in Table 2 can be used to compare the thermal conductivity of the 2 materials.
Material Y...
Because it's in the question.
has a lower thermal conductivity ability than material X. The water took longer to cool.
Oh, the peanuts are lasting.
Yeah, it's a mistake. You're going to give yourself nut throat.
Then material X.
Yeah, the water took longer to cool when material Y was used, showing that material Y was not as efficient as material X in conducting heat from the water to the air. Material Y is what we would call more insulating, less conducting. It's only 2 marks, that'll do.
It's what we would call more insulating, less conducting. Turn over for next question.
All right, question 5. This feels like
Laura.
it's pacing along today.
I don't know, you did just say we'd been recording for 52 minutes.
Yeah.
Laura, a student rubbed a plastic rod with a cloth.
And he
The
liked
rod-
it.
I rubbed a rod with a cloth and I liked it. The rod became... Whatever happened to Katy Perry?
She had an album out this year and it flopped. And she's currently getting married to Orlando Bloom. And
Oh, they've been together forever.
yes. And she had like a feminist anthem that didn't really take off.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom's a weird one, isn't he? Because he's been in, like, 2 things.
Yeah. He's from Kent.
That doesn't surprise me. He was too handsome to not be famous.
Yeah, he feels like the sort of person that maybe just like went to LA and just likes the lifestyle and doesn't particularly need to act as a drive, but just likes being a celebrity.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got points on the back end for Lord of the Rings and Pirates of the Caribbean, then...
Yeah, you're just living off those sweet, sweet royalty checks, and now you've married Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Live your life,
One time
baby.
he punched Justin Bieber.
Did he?
Yeah.
Why?
I think Justin Bieber was insulting his then girlfriend Miranda Kerr.
Oh, no.
But anyway, the rod became negative... Oh, the rod didn't like it. The rod became negatively charged and the cloth became positively charged. Explain why the cloth became positively charged.
Because the cloth passed its electrons to the rod. Static electricity, say that, builds up on the rod. End of answer. I don't know that one.
Figure 6 shows the negatively charged rod on a balance. Figure 6 is unnecessary. Figure 7 shows another charged rod being held stationary. Held stationary above the rod on the balance. The rods do not touch each other.
Two rods ne'er the twain shall mix.
The only bit that you need to know, because this is exact... Oh, it's that guy's grey hand and his swollen thumb from last question.
Oh, puffy hands.
There's 0.1 gram difference. The one with the two rods is heavier. Explain why the reading on the balance increases, Laura.
More electrons jump off the top rod onto the bottom rod on the scales there and make the rod heavier due to electrons. Maybe it's pushing it down. That feels more likely because electrons are very light. Scrap that about the electrons, Ron. I think I've got that wrong.
Fuck me.
I think
that was one of the densest things you've ever said on this.
I think the charged plastic rod repels the other plastic rod, which causes the plastic rod to push onto the scales, making it seem heavier. How about that for an answer?
How about that? 5.3, Laura. The balance had a 0 error.
Zero error.
The 0 error is not important in this experiment. Give a reason why.
Because the measurements themselves don't matter. It's the change of measurement that's important, and the increase stays the same whatever the start and end measurement was.
Cool. A negatively charged rod is held near an earthed conductor. Explain why a spark jumps between the negatively charged rod and the earthed conductor.
Because all those electrons want to get more space. So they're attracted to the earth. And they fizz through the air, making a spark. Get to the conductor. 0 marks. Don't know. Ooh! Figure eight's a big one.
Figure 8 shows how electricity is supplied to consumers by the national
We've
grid.
seen this before.
We're going in circles.
It's that one with the power station and an X transformer and then 2 pylons, Y transformer, and then 2 little houses. I say little, they're big houses.
Oh my
Off-centre
God,
front
so
doors,
much
though, which
left.
I hate. Yeah, well, we're halfway through.
Fucking hell, man. Figure 8 shows how electricity is supplied to consumers by the national grid. We've got a power station leading into transformer
I just
X,
said
and
all
then.
this, Ron.
Did you? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
6.1. Explain why transformer X is used in the national grid.
It's for safety.
It's for safety.
transfers the power to a more safely transportable format so that it can travel in cables in a less powerful form so that birds and passers-by don't get hurt by cables and less electricity is lost en route and there's less wear and tear on the cables.
Hang on.
And it doesn't hum too loudly when you're near the pylons.
Okay.
That'll do. Loads of
All right.
answers. Pick your faves.
Explain why Transformer Y is used in the national grid.
Oh, steps it back up again to a useful high-powered energy going into the house. Like, puts it in 240 volt direct alternating current format for UK appliances. Safe to be in the walls. But powerful enough to make a cup of tea. Crisp time.
.3.
We never studied that.
Transformers?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
I don't remember that.
It was years ago.
The beginning of this exam was years ago.
We've also done Transformers in other exams.
Did I get it right in those ones?
Probably not based on current performance. I'll save my thoughts. Are we doing the results tomorrow?
Yeah.
Should we not leave more time between this and the results for Bants to... Because I feel like we'll just remember it all.
I mean, we can discuss this another time, but it's... Yeah, can do.
Anyway, the town of Hornsdale in Australia has electricity supplied by a huge battery.
How much time do you need to forget things? Because I can do it instantly.
Yeah, that's true. You have object permanence. On one day, the battery transferred 3.24 times 10 to the 11 joules of energy to the town. But the potential difference of the town's energy supply is 230 volts. Calculate the charge flow into to the town on this day. Use the physics equation sheet. Give your answer to 3 significant figures.
Oh, my brain's starting to shut down now.
Yeah, I'm losing the will as well a bit, to be honest.
Jay, why don't we pause and do the rest tomorrow?
We could do.
Yeah, let's just pause here and do the rest tomorrow. Give ourselves our best shot of making a really good...
Yeah, let's not make a bad episode.
Yeah.
Welcome to the outro where we're doing the announcement.
What? The episode just happened. I didn't even realise.
Yeah.
God, time does get faster as you get older.
Do you want to introduce this, Laura? Because you've been super present in orchestrating and designing it.
I have been so engaged in this. Listen, we're changing up the way the Patreon works.
Kind of.
It's a big announcement. Kind of.
We're setting a new Patreon goal.
Yeah, we are. And Ron is here to tell you all about it.
But which number are we going for?
What's the... What?
What's the goal?
200?
This is the one bit that we haven't locked down.
But this is a you project, mate.
Why aren't you engaging with this?
For reasons I'll tell you off the podcast, and because I engage in everything else.
Yeah, but this is actually going to get us paid.
Sure. And you're the businessman. I do the socials and the uploading and the writing and that bit, and you are now our Patreon guy.
Fair. Okay, right. So, here, listen up, guys. Here's the thing.
They've been listening avidly for minutes now while we squabbled between ourselves.
Yeah, here's the thing. We have an ethos with our Patreon where we did not want to limit people having access to it based off, exorbitant prices like some people's Patreons do. We wanted the barrier to access to be very, very low. In doing thus, we have been paid nothing for essentially creating 6 hours of podcasting material at least a month, plus all of the editing and stuff that goes into that. We don't want to change this about the community because we like that it's super easy to get into and whatnot, and we love all of our fans dearly. However, we did want to give certain fans the option to support us more by adding in a couple of extra Patreon tiers. And these come hand in hand with a Patreon stretch goal, which we haven't done since we went up to doing 2 episodes a month.
No.
We're
That was
going
years ago.
Yeah.
Is a stretch goal a thing, Ron? Is that business talk?
That's business talk, yeah. That's what it's called.
KPIs.
Get out of here, Gnocchi. You're not part of this. You don't pay for the Patreon. We are going to do...
Pigeon!
Oh my god. I can see it. We have the very fun announcement that I have planned, because as previously mentioned, Laura's not engaged with this at all. I have planned a D&D campaign that we're going to do with lovely husband of the podcast and beautiful girlfriend of the podcast, Tom and Judith, respectively.
God, she's good at going upstairs.
We are going to
Oh, no, you haven't heard that yet. Ooh!
No.
Spoilers.
Let's say 250. Is that too many?
I think 200.
We'll do 200, all right.
Because basically we want to play D&D.
Yes. 200 Patreon members. We're miles off that at the moment, but existing members have the chance to help us hit those extra tiers. We now have a £5 a month
so the
membership.
£3 tier remains. The £3 tier is there. It remains unchanged. Please do jump on for £3 a month. You can have all our extra stuff. Done.
Yeah, you guys are unaffected. This is for people that want to support us a little bit more and want to get more involved in a couple of things that I will mention now. And help us hit this stretch goal, if that sounds like a ruddy good time to you. We have the £5 a month tier, Top Set. Crucially, Top Set counts ×2 towards the Patreon goal. So if you're already supporting us, you can support us double towards hitting that. You will also get an NPC named after you in the D&D campaign that's coming up. What this means is an NPC stands for non-playable character. On the Top Set level, you're likely to be maybe one of the town guard, or potentially a goblin in a cave guarding a treasure that Laura's mighty wizard, or whatever her character is, because, as I've said, not engaged, smites with perhaps Thunderwave or Fireball or something like that.
I tell you for why I've not engaged in D&D, Ron, is that Tom's making my character for me. I get a little overwhelmed by the options in D&D, so Tom's just going to give me a character and I will step into the role like the actress that I was born to be.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun. There'll be an episode on the main feed to get everyone interested in it and whatnot. You'll also get another register shout out, letting you and the rest of the gang know exactly who you're going to be in the up and coming campaign and whatnot. And then for just £10 a month, counting 5 times towards our Patreon stretch goals, we have the Teacher's Pet level. Now, this is going to get you everything that's happening underneath, except instead of some, lackey of a mob boss or barmaid at the local tavern or whatnot. You're going to be playing a major NPC in the local area. So this could be potentially the local innkeeper or armorer that the gang are going to have to interact with a lot of times. Any what's known as a DMPC, that's a Dungeon Master playable character, someone that I inject into the campaign because these chuckle fucks aren't doing what I want them to do. They could be named after you. You might be the big bad guy. The first person to sign up to this tier will become probably the owner of the magic emporium that the party works at, which is the thread that gets them all together and gets the adventure started. And you'll be able to give me a flavor of what you want that character to be. Want them to be a big fat kobold, a little dragon dude? Let me know. You want them to be some fit Orlando Bloom elf? Let me know. We can make that happen. The other thing that you get on this tier is a chance to influence what we do on the Patreon and get a bit more involved in the content that's coming out of the channel. So if you wanted us to do another Minecraft episode, you let us know. If you wanted us to do more Class Clown, if there's some,
more buoyancy. That's what everybody's been hollering for.
If you want an Agony Dad back, those sort of things, what we'll do is, I think the way that we'll get it to work is every other month we'll ask for ideas, and then we'll pick a couple that are feasible with recording schedules and whatnot. We'll get everyone to vote, and then we'll do that one. You guys can shape what content is coming out of here.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
If you all agree and just ask for one thing, we'll have to do that one thing.
Yeah, we'll have to do it.
As I said, that one counts towards 5 times towards the Patreon goal. Supports us more, helps us make the content and whatnot, means Laura's less sad.
Hey, I'm not sad. And if I am sad, it's not because of reasons. Well, I'm excited about this, Ron. Thank you for putting so much effort into it. I hope you enjoyed the first half of the physics exam. Second half is coming up next week. And then we'll see how I got on. And that is the end of GCSE after that, my friends. So enjoy your weeks. Take good care of yourselves. Get signing up to that Patreon. We can't wait to have you. And we will see you very soon.
Love you.
Pencils down.
Pencils down.